Welcome! Today, we are breaking down one of the most exciting and, frankly, game-changing developments in AI, agents. So, what exactly are they, and why are they so much more than just the chatbots we've gotten used to? Okay, let's dive right in. And to really get what an AI agent is all about, let's just skip the textbook definition for a minute. Instead, let's start with a problem that I'm pretty sure you've run into yourself. So you type this into a customer service chat. Seems simple enough, right? But think about it. For a typical chatbot, this is a real headache, because it's not just one question. It's a whole task that needs multiple steps, all done in the right order. And this, right here, is where an AI agent just completely shines. You can think of an agent as an app that uses an AI model plus a bunch of other tools to plan and then actually execute a sequence of actions. It doesn't just give you an answer, it breaks the task down and gets it done, one step at a time. This slide really just lays it all out. A static chatbot, it follows a script. It's designed to answer one question at a time. A dynamic agent, though, it plans, it acts. It can handle a whole back-and-forth workflow to actually complete a task. It's really the difference between a helpful FAQ page and a genuine personal assistant. So, what's the secret sauce here? What gives an agent these incredible task-completing powers? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a combination of a few key components all working together. So let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. The easiest way to think about an agent is like it's a digital person, a little personal assistant. It's a system with different parts that all have a job to do, kind of like how we operate. Let's break down what these core parts are. First up, you've got the brain. And in this case, the brain is a large language model, an LLM. This is the core intelligence. It's the part that does all the reasoning, all the decision-making. It figures out the step-by-step game plan to handle whatever you've asked it to do. But a brain can't do much without some hands to actually interact with the world. And for an agent, these are its tools. These are things like external functions or APIs, which are just ways for different software programs to talk to each other. These tools are what let the agent take real action, like looking up your order in a database or checking the return policy. And just as important, an agent has memory. Think of it like a notebook. It uses short-term memory to keep track of the conversation you're having right now so it doesn't lose its place. And it can even use long-term memory to remember past interactions, which makes it smarter and more personalized every time you use it. Okay, so now that we've got these core building blocks, the brain, the hands, the memory, we can start to see how these agents evolve. They don't just stay as single entities. They can start simple and then become part of these much larger, way more powerful systems. And this evolution, it follows a pretty clear path. A lot of times, it starts with what's called a RAG system. That just means it's really good at finding specific bits of info to answer a question. Then, the next level up is a tool calling agent, which can actually pick and choose from a whole toolbox to get a job done. And then you get to the really advanced stuff, a multi-agent system, where you have a supervisor agent that's basically a manager, delegating tasks to a whole team of specialized agents. But, and this is a really big but, with all this incredible new power comes a serious trade-off. As this quote says, the more capable these systems get, the bigger the challenges around things like security and reliability become. And this creates this fundamental tension that any company trying to use this tech has to figure out. And that tension brings us straight to the single biggest challenge in this field right now. How do you take these super powerful but also super complex agents from being just a cool prototype to being a reliable, trustworthy product that people and businesses can actually depend on? Now this slide, this is a wild one. That number you see, 90%, that is the percentage of companies that say they are not confident they can actually get their AI projects into production. 90%. That is a massive, massive number. And when you look at why, it starts to make sense. Without the right setup, it is just incredibly expensive to run this stuff at scale. The performance can be all over the place, it's hard to control what the models are doing with your data, and of course, there are huge concerns about security and risk. It's a really tough nut to crack. So how do we fix this? How do we bring that 90% number way, way down? Well, the key is to shift our thinking, to move away from just relying on raw, general AI, and instead focus on building what's called data intelligence, using a structured platform that's actually designed for this exact job. You see, the solution isn't just about finding a smarter AI model, it's about having a better process. As you can see here, it requires a full integrated development lifecycle. You have to manage every single step from getting your data ready and building the agent all the way to evaluating how it performs, deploying it safely, and then governing its use over time.
And this is where dedicated platforms really come into their own. For example, a platform like Mosaic AI from Databricks is built around this exact lifecycle. It gives you the tools you need for fast development, ways to actually measure the quality, governance to keep things safe, and tools for collaboration. Basically, all the stuff you need to finally bridge that gap from prototype to production.
And that really gets to the heart of it. By using a structured framework approach like this, companies can literally shave months off their development time. But more importantly, they can deliver agents that are actually ready for the real world. Agents that are trustworthy and reliable. So, all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. As we get better and better at building and managing these incredibly powerful systems, what's the next big, complex, everyday task that we're finally going to be willing to hand over to an AI agent? The possibilities, well, they're really just starting to open up.